Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope you all would be fine. Today we have started the different phase of the course, that is positive psychology. In positive psychology, the topics that we decided to cover from the very first topic was the health. Usually, whenever we talk about the health in our context, we only mean physical health. But today we will discover that what are the other dimensions of the health that we need to give focus on. So first, let's see whom we call the healthy person and what is the definition of the health. Okay, let me go through. What is health? Most of the time we assume that health, someone who is healthy, having no disease. Is he healthy? Is he having a good health? Is it? Okay, let's see. According to most of the people, it is being free from the symptoms of the disease and pain as much as possible. Being able to be active and to do what they want or must. Being is good is spread most of the time. Most of the time we are focusing on the physical appearance of the health, but health is beyond our physical symptoms. According to the WHO, World Health Organization, it is the state of complete physical, mental and social well-being. Yes, it is also combination and coming under the social well-being and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. So this is something interested to know, that health is not something related to your absence of disease, but state of complete wellness means your physical, your mental, your social, your emotional should be well. So let's see. If we talk about the wellness, most of the time is generally used to mean a healthy balance of the mind, body, spirit that result in overall feeling of the well-being. It is determined by the decision we make about how we live. If we talk about the wellness is coming under the umbrella of all the dimensions of the health that we are going through the next slide. So this is the all the dimension of the wellness that is coming under the intellectual wellness, your emotional wellness, your physical wellness, your social wellness, your spiritual wellness, your occupational wellness and your environmental wellness. So it is covering almost 7 dimensions. And WHO visualized only 5 dimensions of the health that we are going to discuss here. First, physical health, then social health, mental health, spiritual health, and in the end we will discuss about the mental health. Whenever we talk about the physical dimension of the health, that is coming under your food, your nutrition, your exercises, your sleeping, and everything which is necessary to make you healthy and active in your physical perspective. Because as a human, we need to eat, drink, and take proper rest in order to be active and fit. So let's see the physical dimension. This dimension focuses on the importance of the physical activity, your nutrition, your healthy weight, you are avoiding the harmful habits. Harmful habits means taking alcohol, taking smoking, and the other wrong habits that affect your health. Managing condition to prevent from getting worse. So physical health is actually having the balance between your nutrition, your physical appearance, to also related to your bad habits that is going to harm your health. There are following things that can ensure that you are at the good physical health. So let's see. We need to have eat nutrition food to keep the body and mind energized. Sometimes being a student, we cannot focus on our topics, on our idea. Our physical health is very much important to make us energized, to keep our focus. So it is very important we should have a complete nutrition. Most of the people who cannot focus properly, they lack some kind of nutrition. So taking multivitamins during your study or education life is okay. That manage your nutrition, because usually you give more focus to your study, and usually you are spending more time on your laptop screen. That is also going to affect your nutrition, right? So we need to have the proper nutrition that can give us energy. Never skip meals or overeat. This is very important to understand. A lot of time we skip meal whenever we are going to be health conscious. We skip meals because we are having a diet plan. So diet means controlling your food, taking the protein based nutrition food rather than taking the fiber based food. So never skip your meals. Water is essential for cleaning body. So we need to take 7 to 8 glass of the water for the healthy and healthy body. So fitness through exercise will increase your immunity and endurance level of the body. Most of the time boys do a lot of exercises. They do running, they do gymming, but girls do not. So we need to have that focus. Try to engage yourself in the smaller exercises. You can walk 20 to 30 minutes even in your house courtyard, right? If you don't have gym, if you cannot go for gym, and so you can walk 30 minutes a day. That is your exercise. If you want to increase your muscles, so you need to take that much exercises. But simplest method is actually, at least you should engage in some exercise, which is very good for your physical health. Then regular medical checkups can help arranging the illness in their early stages. This is very strange to say. In our culture, in our context of the Pakistani society, whenever we are at the last stage of our any disease, then we come to know the disease, because we do not go for the regular checkups. I'm damn sure most of you people even do not go to check your blood, that what is the HB level, I mean hemoglobin level in your body, right? So even we don't know what is our weight currently, and what is our hemoglobin level currently, and is there anything which is disturbing me, my focus, and anything that could be lack of nutrition. So we do not go for the regular checkups, right? In Western society, they have fixed days, they have fixed time. After each 6 months, they go for certain test. So that gives them a sort of induction and deduction, diagnose of the diseases at the early stage. So we need to go for this. And this, one of the most important is sleep. Sleeping is your healthy habit. Even taking nap in the daytime is very essential for your overall health. Even it's a sunnah that you should go for nap 40 to 50 minutes in a day in noon time. Even if you are not habitual to taking the naps, like I cannot take naps because I am not used to of it. So I try to complete my sleeping hours, 7 to 8 hours, that can energize me. Sleeping in between 12, 1 and 2 at the midnight, this is the crucial time where your body releases a lot of bad cells, and that time we need to be relaxed, we need to be laid down in order to make our body function properly. So best time is to sleep earlier started should be from 12, because from 12 our body has natural functioning to increase and enhance our cells that are going to be helpful for the whole day, that make us active all the day. So crucial working sleeping hours 12, 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? And it's very important, most of the time we are not indulged in such addictive substances like drugs and etc. So we need to avoid this. Even if our close ones are indulged, so they need to contact to some psychologist, some psychiatrist who can help them to leave this addiction. Then we are going to see the beautiful quote of John Wells: a man's health can be judged by which he takes two of them, pills or stairs. So you need to see, if you are healthy, you will take definitely stairs. So we need to be very much healthy, keeping in view our all the dimension of the health that I repeated. Your nutritions, the minimum exercises that we can do, the bad habits should be avoided. This all help us to regrow physically. Okay, we can go for some physical assessment. So physical assessment, death rate. Now you see our death rate has increased so quickly. This is the sign that how much we are taking care of ourselves. And you also see the infant mortality rate. As per the World Health Organization, Pakistan has the highest infant mortality rate after Africa. That means our infants are dying so quickly. This is something very alarming. So we are not taking care of our physical health. Then we have different sort of rate that we can check. We have a mortality rate, life expectancy rate, we have morbidity rate, so you can check it out. These all rate can help us to assess our physical health. Even the life expectancy is one of the very important indicator to measure your, even few family has even a hunza. If we talk about the Pakistan Valley, if we evaluate overall life expectancy, expected age, so we find hunza Valley Hunza people who are having the longer age as compared to the remaining cities of the Pakistan. So it is important dimension that is. Then one of the other most important dimension, that is the social health. Why we have kept this social dimension to the social health? Because being together with your dear ones, your friends, your colleague, make you strongly, emotionally stronger, and makes your life more happy. Once you are more happy, you are more healthy. If you are more healthy, you will be more satisfied and you are going to live longer and healthier life. So taking the social dimension is very important. Social health, a lot of time, once we are at the stage where we are only expecting our people to give us. We are not thinking that before giving, we need to, before actually taking from them whatever it is, the love, the care, the attention, whatever it is, we need to give them first. Rather than asking them to give us, we should start giving them in order to receive. So let me give what is it. The social health, it is the ability to relate and connect with other people in our world, our ability to establish, to maintain the positive relationship with the family, friends and co-worker and the so on. So since we are at home, just think about a one time where your only one sibling is angry with you. You are keeping that thing in your mind, and that is disturbing your mind, and my this sibling is not talking to me. Okay, let's think about the co-worker who is working in the same office. you are coming and he's not saying you salam, and you are having some bad feelings about him, it is ultimately going to hurt your feelings. So keeping keeping in view that social health, it is very important. You need to take care of your social health. I am going to give you few tips which have been given by the experts. So one of the most important tip is relationships are not all about you actually receive from them. Relationship is all about giving to them. If we start expecting they should give us, we should receive first. I am the one who receive, who should be entitled with the love, who should be entitled with the respect, who should be entitled with the care. Why the people are not talking to me, why they do not respect to me? So relationships based on giving. Once we start giving respect to the people, giving love to the people surrounding by us, that love come back to us. So one of the most important tip is try to give to in relationships. Try to be the initiator in giving. Try to forgive their mistakes as quickly as possible. Then other thing that we need to mostly think about, accept and understand diverse cultural norms. We need to see all are different. Even once we are the same, we are siblings, we are the we are son or daughter of the same parents, right? We are kids of the same parents, but yet we are different from each other. Once we bound in certain relationship, either it's the sibling relationship, either it's a co-worker relationship, either it's a spouse relationship, so we first of all we need to accept that we all are different. Once we all are different, then obviously our point of view, our understanding would be different. So we need to accept that nobody is wrong, everyone is different. In most of the relationship, what we say you are wrong, you did mistake. Once the person is not going to be going to think the way I am thinking, that means they are different from us, they are not wrong. So we need to learn in our relationships, people are different. They have spent 22 years to 23 years in their own way. So their opinion, their likings, their everything and point of view is different. And we are different. That does not mean they are wrong or you are wrong. That means you both are right in your own perspective. So we need to accept the differences of each other, and we need to learn how to let go, right? Okay, wake up and go to sleep at the same time. That is other way of the social. Okay, this is something very important. Avoid actually procrastination. It is stressful. I think these 2 points are coming under the physical health. Okay, now talk to your friends if you need support. This is also the physical point. Realize it is normal to feel isolated, lonely and sad. This is something we need to understand in social wellness, that it is very much normal to feel isolated, lonely and sad. So we need to understand ourselves that it's okay if I am feeling bad and I'm feeling lonely. And we need to find a humor in this situation that also affect your physical health. So these 2 points are coming under the relationship. I will share in the next slide others. Okay, the other thing, do volunteer work every semester. This is best way to feel good, and this is coming under the overall wellness, because that help you to connect with your own friends and colleagues, that increase your social wellness. Okay, to avoid sickness, eat less, to prolong life, very less. Okay, that's interesting. The other part that is very much important is your mental health. So we discuss about your physical health, your social health. I discussed two most important topics in the social health. Try to accept the differences and try to give in the relationship. Then we are going to talk about the mental health. We know we have a lot of emotions. We have basic six emotions that we go through. We have love, we have hate, we have anger, we have sadness, we have anxiety, we have fear, and we have the remaining things. Okay, let's see what is the mental health. Why mental health is so much important to us? Whenever I am feeling sad, I am having very low energy, and that low energy is making me feel down, drowsy, dizzy, and I am unable to think anything good about anything. So that is hurting my feelings, that is hurting my health. Alright, so let's see how mental health. It's the psychological well-being, the absence of the mental disorder. This is also important coming under. We need to have the absence of mental disorder. You know mental disorder. We have schizophrenia that we discussed. We have double personality mental standards, and we have different sort of mental disorders. It is this test of balance between the individual and the surrounding. It is tests the harmony between oneself and other coexistence. If there is a party and you are not enjoying the party, that means there is no harmony between the coexistence and between you. That means there is some mental issue. And if there is something sad situation and you are laughing, that means there is something mental disorder, right? So we need to create the harmony between that. Mental health is not a destination but a process. It's about how you drive, not where you are going. This is something important. We need to learn that it's the process. Slowly, gradually, over the period of time, we create our habits. Let's suppose one of the habit that we create, the habit is whenever someone eats your food without your permission, you get abrupt. First time your sibling eat your food without your permission, so you get abrupt. So next time again, once anybody take your food or anything, so you get abrupt. So by gradually getting abrupt again and again on the same situation, you are creating the habit. So emotional state is the habit. Being happy, once I am saying that it's okay if someone eat my food, so I will accept it, it's okay. So I am creating my habit. So I am going through with the process. It is not the destination but the process. So through the complete process, we develop our mental health. We develop our emotional state. Okay, let me give the other example in order to make it more clarified. Let's suppose you wanted to be very passionate person, because one thing we need to accept that we are responsible for our own habits. If we can feel good, so we can feel bad too, and if we are feeling bad, so we can feel good too, right? How many people think that before giving the example, let me ask a question. How many people think that they have the habit and they have the I would rather say the ability to be passionate, to have the peace? Do you have ability to be at peace? A lot of people get confused. Am I at the peace or not? Okay, so let me ask a question, other question. Do you have ability to get angry? So most of you quickly answer is, yeah, I get angry. But whenever I ask a question about the peace, a lot of people are thinking that am I at peace or not? So to conclude this thing, we are at peace, right? Whenever we are not jealous, whenever we are not shouting, whenever we are in the normal state, so we are at peace, right? So you all have that ability to be at peace, and you have that ability to be at irritation mode and to be at aggressive mode, right? So we need to accept this first. Then other thing, when you get angry, most of the student would be thinking that we get angry, it's the automatic thing. We don't know, we get angry quickly, even we don't know the situation when we get angry, right? Is this okay? So this is something that we need to learn, that whenever we are going for the automatic process, that means we have created our habit of choosing the emotional state automatically. Even we don't have that control on our own emotions, right? So emotional intelligence is very much important, which says that you wisely choose your emotion, where to be happy and where to be sad. Once your disk is automatic, it is going to be harmed. So we actually create our habits, we actually create our different sort of things with the process, right? So this is one thing which is very much important here. If you think positively, sounds becomes music, movements become the dance, smile becomes laughter, mind become meditation, and lives become a celebration. So it's all about how you are going to build your own habits. We have control to remove our habits. I have already said we have control to be at peaceful, and we have control to be at happy space. If we don't have control, that means we are going automatic. A lot of people become so angry all the time, so that become their background music, right? So we need to learn how to control our emotions, how to stop aggression. We must not repeat the things again and again to strengthen the intensity of that emotions. No, we must not. The other dimension that is very much important is your spiritual dimension. Whenever we talk about the spiritual, most of the people think about the religion. Okay, spirituality and the religion having some overlapping to each other, but it not necessarily having the same thing. Spirituality is you wanted to search something, you have accepted you are nothing and you wanted to search the meaning of life. You believe that there is something beyond which is greater than you. Religion has some rules, regulation. Religion is guiding us the proper methods to live your life. So spiritual dimension, religion has that spirituality, that is sacred dimension in the religion that help you to be more spiritual. Why spirituality is so much important? If we do not feed our soul, so we are not going to be so much powerful to control our emotions. Once we go at work all the day, our battery is drained, and once we are coming back to home, we expect our family to give us love. And once we give time to ourselves individually, we do not need to ask our family to give us love. Rather, we would be that much strong that we started to give love to them. Spiritual dimensions are very much important in order to understand yourself, your own core aspect, your mentality, your meaning of the life, your purpose of the life, and your strengthening. What research says, for spiritual meditation and giving time to yourself after waking up early in the morning and before sleeping. These two times are the best time to go for the meditation. It's not necessary that meditation is just, sitting, and we need to learn how to meditate. There are a lot of clips available. BK Shivani has the best clip of the meditation. Even Sadhguru has the clip on the meditation. You can go through on YouTube to learn the meditation. So best time is waking up earlier morning and sleeping to the bed time. Try to give time to yourself. Strengthen your spirituality. Even if I quote the example of Islamic perspective, Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to spend a lot of time in the Gare Hira before the period of, what we call the prophethood, before the prophethood period. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to spend day and night in hours in the Gare Hira, because he used to meditate. What is the purpose of my life? What is my, why I came here? Who is the superior power that exists? There is something which is the spiritual. So he used to do that. That make him stronger. He won all the battles, most of the battles of the Muslims' history. Why? Because of his what do you mean by meditation? Meditations means goro fikr. Meditations means you focus. So he used to do all that planning through his meditation. He used to give time to himself. So it is very much important before building a good relationship and giving, happiness and giving love, care, respect to others. We first need to give up time to ourselves in order to charge our battery. Then we are able to, share our battery with others, right? Spiritual health. There are a lot of, methods through which we can get the spiritual health. Some people get the spiritual health by, praying, by worship, spending time with Allah on Musalla, going for the, churches, going for the, mandir, spending time and listen to Gita, spending time listen to Quran. So good health is incomplete without being spiritually healthy. So spiritual health refers to the personal beliefs and values, the ability to establish peace and harmonies in our life. It's the matter of looking inwards at our own depth of understanding of our own existence, why we are being born, why I exist. So I exist purposefully. So I need to, take care of everything. So in Greeks had a word for it, like Plato said. Plato and Aristotle describe the deeper and more balance for the good life. They used a word called the eudaimonia. Literally, the meaning of that word, this is the word of the different language. Having a good guardian spirit. If you want it to be very good, so you need to have the guardian spirit. That is, having your own soul, which is very much stronger, possessed of true well-being. A person is truly happy when he has what is worth desiring. So if our spiritual wealth is very much good, so we are able to know our desiring destination. We know our worth, why we exist. So that gives the meaning to the life and we become more happier. Living according to the virtues and values, right? So fulfilling one's potential is actually spiritual. So reaching spiritual wellness, we have different methods. Explore what they believe in your own sense of the meaning of the purpose. Meditation, we have praying, affirmation, specific spiritual practice that support your connection to the higher power or belief system. So spirituality actually reaching you help you to reach the higher power of your whatever your belief system is. So doing the spiritual activity is very much essential for enhancing your own soul spirit. The other techniques, yoga can be helpful. We have meditation, praying, yoga. Everyone have their own activity to enhance the spirituality. Having some people get spiritual feelings by helping others. Capacity for the love, forgiveness, joys help you to enjoy the spiritual health. So seek to find a harmony between that which lies within and social physical forces that come from the outside. So you need to balance in between the spiritual and the physical wellness. You need to identify, everyone have their own spiritual identity, so it is subjective. It's your work to identify from where you get your spiritual health. Then the most important thing is your emotional dimension. It is ability to understand ourselves and the cope with the challenges life can bring. The ability to acknowledge, share feelings of anger, fear, sadness, or stress. Hope, love, joy, and happiness in the very much productive way. So that's all about the emotional health. In order to establish a very good emotional wellness, this all work is depend on your thoughts. If you want to be at peace, it is very much important to manage your thoughts. What you think is very much important. It is going to affect your emotional health. If you think negative, so you create a lot of negative waves, negative waves, negative waves, negative waves, negative waves. And if you started to think positive, you started to create the positive energy that energizes you, and you also started to give focus on the positive. Remember, you cannot change anything. Whatever has decided, it is by Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, it is decided. What we need to do is to focus on the positive things rather than focusing on the negative thing. Right? We need to train our brain in our favor in order to get our emotional wellness. Awareness and acceptance of our strength and shortcomings is essential for our emotional well-being. It is also very much important that we acknowledge our shortcomings. We must know what our weaknesses, then we can properly utilize that weakness. Ability to handle the stress, seek help if needed. It is very much important. A lot of time people are at a high level of emotional instability, but they think that they are strong, they do not need help. Even if this thing is very much common in the boys, they do not seek help because they think they are the muscular, they are strong, they do not need help. They also need help. We need to contact to the right person. If it is the any right, very serious issue. The issue of Sushant Singh, the suicide case, and we are seeing a lot of suicide case. What? Because of your emotional sickness. Build a strong communication network among the family, friends, and peers. Again, I repeat, emotional wellness is coming from your own thoughts and also your social circle. If you do not have a proper support, if you do not have proper social system, your friends, your family members, your siblings who listens to you, understand you, who gives you positive feedback, try to be away from the people who are negative, because negative people give you the negative energy, give you the low energy that affect your mind, and positive people give you the high energy that is very good for your health. So I try to be surrounded with the good people, your peers, your family members, whoever it is. So health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, faithfulness. So this is all about the managing your health. I hope these slides would help you out in managing your health. So very good luck.